Hello people, how's it doing? So just a quick video. I was talking about China the other day, the communist China. So basically, I just want to talk about Taiwan for a second. Taiwan's the Republic of China, so don't get confused. Communist China, then there's Taiwan, which is called the Republic of China, in other words too. So first of all, long story short, civil war in China. When the civil war happened after World War Two, the communists won the mainland and they escaped. Chiang Kai-shek and the rest of them escaped to Taiwan. And that's what they call the Republic of China. So that's just long story short. But I just have to say, Sky News Australia, I don't know where they came from. I never knew of them a long time. Like for the last month, I never knew of them. Then all of a sudden, they're doing mighty work. And I have to say, New Zealand and Australia, the governments, they won't be bullied around by China. And over here, Ireland's just afraid to say boo all to them. Like, they're afraid. Like in this country, I've never seen government so afraid of a country in my life. Like they're afraid, they're terrified, they're absolutely terrified. Like even Leo Varadkar wanted to criticise the British than criticise China because he called Northern Ireland overseas, and I don't know how he got like overseas. It's right up the road from him, so Jesus Christ, Northern Ireland's overseas. He want to offend the British than offend China. It's just like this government has no logic because like I could go on with the atrocities China's committed. The communist China, not the Republic of China. Child labour of my work hours beyond the belief. Taiwan, long story short, what's the join the World Health Organization? Now, I don't like the World Health Organization. I might as well say straight. I think there are a few of them are a bit shady. And I say that straight. And I'm sure I've said it straight to many senators already. I was speaking to 2 or 3 senators from Cabinet. I said it straight to them. I said I don't trust the World Health Organization. I would trust Leo Varadkar more than I would trust the Health of the World Organization. I think they're up to something. Something funny. Like I would rather trust Leo Varadkar than trust them. And that's saying something. That's really saying something. And I have that suspicion because I have a suspicion. And usually I don't get that suspicious over nothing. There's usually always something behind it. The World Health Organization's afraid to criticize China. Like they never said to China, look, we just want to investigate. Let us in to investigate. They never said boo all. And it's Donald Trump sent in the pockets of China. But Sky News Australia is doing a great job because they keep putting the pressure on the Chinese government, and they absolutely hate that. They hate the YouTube channel making videos on them, and exposing them and showing up China for what they are. They hate it, and the Australian government, the New Zealand government, are supporting Taiwan in joining the World Health Organization. And Ireland's sitting back and they won't say anything. And I know we have our own problems at the moment. There's people dying for coronavirus and all that. But it's at the same time you have to figure out how it started, where did it come from. Because usually when you go to the source, you find the solution. And if you go to the source of the problem, you usually find a solution, find an answer. Which could help. It could help stop it. If you went to the source and said, right, this is what caused it, we can fix this. It can, something like that. But no, China has other ideas. Like, it's very suspicious. I'm sure people would agree with me. If that happened in Ireland, say if the outbreak happened in Ireland, or let's take, for example, Belgium. For example. In Brussels. Say it started in Brussels for some reason. And say Belgium said, oh, we're not letting anybody in from any other country to investigate. Straight away that'd be suspicious. In any country, if Belgium told Ireland and said, let everybody in to investigate, we want to find a solution. That'd be more, you'd be saying to yourself, they want to do something about it. But China looks like they just, don't care anymore, because it's not in their country anymore. As well as bits and pieces of it around the country, but it's it's like you can't just sweep this under the rug and say, oh, it's nothing. Like, God knows how many people are dead across the world. Over 1,000 people are killed in this country because of this coronavirus. Thousands upon thousands of people are lost for natural. Like a huge amount of businesses are closed. The country's nearly in for natural ruin, and many other countries are in for natural ruin. Like in America, like God knows, it's bad in America, it's bad in the UK. We can't just say sweep it under the rug, we say nothing about it. There has to be something said about it. That's why I'm saying to people, and I'm appealing to the Irish government here too, if you do the right thing, I'm not saying don't lick up to China. If you want to lick up to China, go ahead, Leo Varadkar, that's totally fine, you can do it as much as you want. But I'm saying, as a person who's watching this from the outside, watching Australia and New Zealand saying, we're not taking your shite, China. We are going to do our own thing. If you like it, if you don't like it, you can love it. And they won't be bullied around by them. And that's why they support Taiwan. Because the two countries, New Zealand and Australia, cope with the coronavirus. And I want to investigate it now. But now I never hold the Taoiseach saying boo all. The only TD I hold talk about it is Danny Healy Way. That's the only TD I hold in Dáil and speak what's about it. And I know people saying we have a world problems at the moment, we have bigger fish to fry than talk about this. But it's just a fact. It's just a fact. It's the fact. That, it's the same with everything. If something happens, say a car accident happened, there has to be an investigation. There has to be, how it caused. Was it wet weather? Was it a fault in the car? Was it human error? It has to be investigation. Same with everything. Has to be always investigations, no matter what it is. And the same with this coronavirus, has to be investigation done. And the only way you're going to investigate if you go onto Chinese soil and say, look, we just want to investigate. We're not here on a tourist mission. We're just here to investigate, find the answers. That's it. But Sky News Australia is doing a mighty job, and I mean God Almighty. And if Radio Television in Ireland was like that, we would have no problem in this country because I had to look it up. I didn't even think they were a news company because the language they were using against China, and RT never said boo all about China. They spin it, and make it up. I'd like to make it they make no sense half the time we're talking about it. They're spinning it, they spin it, and then in Australia, I never seen such anchors in my life speak like China's trying to bully us. That's the words they're using. It's just straight off the bat, bullying. They're trying to bully us. And in this country, they dilly-dally around it for an hour, and they wouldn't speak about it then. They go to dilly-dally around it. They wouldn't let anybody on Clareborne Live or prime time saying that. And then saying China wants to silence Australia. They wouldn't let anybody on RT saying that. They would cut you off. It just go, I was amazed. I never seen a news company in my life speak. I'm sure the national broadcaster over there in Australia, I don't think they're state funded, as far as I know. Not too sure. But as I said, I only knew about these a month ago. Found out about them a month ago. But they're doing mighty work, and I say they're doing mighty work. But yeah, just to say, that's just my thoughts. But anyway, thank you for watching, subscribe and be safe.